Yes, we're the tool show and we're obsessed with tools. And while a new drill with 3% more power is, fun, once in a while we run across something completely new and wonder how exactly we ever lived without it. And this tiny black box is easily the most interesting tool we've come across this year. Just wait till you see what it does. Let's go. Now, this little thing is called the Mojer 2 Pro. Using next-gen motion-based measurement tech, it simultaneously lets you measure and draw complex and irregular job sites. Essentially, you move this little device from point to point and map 3D elevations with insane accuracy. And once you have that data, you can give your perimeter, area, elevation, volume, and more. Now, this little guy is an absolute game changer for a bunch of different trades. Landscapers are using it to measure the square footage of irregular job sites, calculate rise and run between 2 points, use topography to plan drainage or grading, and order exact amounts of sod, concrete, mulch, or gravel. In the concrete industry, they're measuring job sites and creating drawings all in one step, saving valuable time. And with such accurate measurements of irregular areas, they're saving a ton of money by buying only the concrete they need to get the job done. Less waste means more profit. Deck builders are accurately measuring the homes, landscaping, and elevations they need to plan, design, and install their decks with accuracy. Now imagine how useful the Mojer 2 Pro is for fencing contractors, playground designers, pool and spa designers, irrigation and drainage specialists, and golf course designers. If you're designing, planning, or building anything outdoors, the Mojer is going to be your most important tool. Now, all this power and accuracy is worthless if it's difficult to use, so I set out to learn how to use it myself. When I opened my kit, I found the Mojer 2 Pro, the Mojer stick, a belt pouch, a charging cable, and a tool bag. The first thing I did was sign up for one of their live webinars where we learned not only basic instructions, but important techniques to make the Mojer 2 Pro so accurate. The class was easy to follow, and I was measuring things all over my office before it was done. Now, the reason it's important to go through the training is because there's a technique to using this thing effectively. Speaking of, let's say we give it a try. Sarah and I live on 5 wooded acres and our lot is anything but flat. We have a very irregular yard that's practically impossible to measure without a ton of math and patience. So for our first test, I measured the backyard. I put the Mojer device onto my Mojer stick and mounted my phone to the top. To start, you simply need to choose a starting point you can easily find again. I use the corner of my deck. Then once the app signals that it mapped your spot, you smoothly pick up the stick and start walking to your next point. As you walk, you'll get visual and audio feedback, letting you know how much time you have before you need to set it down again. To keep it accurate, you can only walk so far, then you need to gently set it down, wait for the audible tone, and then continue your trip. For best results, you'll want to avoid any sudden movements and bumps, but instead, smoothly pick up the device, slowly rotate it if you're turning, walk briskly, and then set it down when the meter on your phone is in the green position. The training video will teach you how to do all of this. After a while, I had completed my trip around my backyard and had the outline of my space. I could then add new layers to my map and add the trees in our barn to the layout too. If I wanted to see where water would be draining, I could then add a series of measurements all over the yard, which would then turn this into a 3D elevation map. How cool is that? When you're done getting your measurements, you can export the data in several formats, including PDF, CAD, or even CSV files. These are perfect for directly importing into designing apps like SketchUp, AutoCAD, ArcSight, Pro Landscaper, and a ton more. Now, my Mojer 2 Pro has a feature that the non-Pro doesn't. It's called Layout Mode, and it's absolutely brilliant. Layout Mode lets you stake out points based on entered coordinates. That means I can put in, let's say, dimensions for a 20 by 30 foot pool and want to see what that would look like in our backyard. I mark my center point, put in the dimensions, and then the Mojer walks me to each corner where I drop my stake. This would work perfectly for laying out a party tent too, or maybe testing locations for a new work shed, or mapping out a new concrete path for a potential client. I'll say it again, it's just brilliant. On their website at Mojer.com, they have dozens of detailed testimonials from tradespeople all over the world who are using Mojer to absolutely change the way that they design, plan, and even sell. If you could benefit from the ability to measure irregular spaces outside accurately, you owe it to yourself to give Mojer 2 a try. They offer a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. To learn more, we'll provide a link in the description, and you can use the code X8ToolShow to save $20 off your purchase. So, would a tool like this make a difference on your job? If so, I hope you leave a comment and share it with the rest of us. That's it for today. Don't forget to join Sarah and I this and every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Tool Show. We'll see you then.